And you mentioned earlier someone has tried this before, this
Yeah,
wafer scale. Tell us
yeah.
quick.
Yes, yes. I mean, this is a good story. I think this is a good transition to going to talking about business, okay? Because just when we said that, oh, this is like super hard and, Cerebras has done great to solve all these technical challenges. Oh, by the way, here's some more you can solve or whatever we're doing over here. This has been tried before. And this is the story of Trilogy Systems. In the 1980s, Gene Amdahl raised about $230 million, which is about close to $1 billion today, and to build basically the same idea that Cerebras has achieved today, the wafer scale engine, except that at the time it was a 2.5-inch wafer. Okay, it's a small wafer, not like this giant dinner plate. It was a small, saucer wafer. But then the ambition like was amazing. It was like way ahead of its time because that was a time in the 1980s. The Gene Amdahl said, "Okay, look, I'm going to make like a wafer scale chip. Why should I cut it up? I want to do it." And their idea was the same. They're a bunch of smart guys. So they said, we'll just route around defects like Cerebras does today. And they really didn't succeed, okay? Because the yields in the 1980s for even a 2.5-inch wafer were just too low. Manufacturing
Mm,
processes were not at the sophistication that they are today. We have figured out a lot of things in wafer manufacturing today that actually makes wafer scale engines possible. The story of Trilogy Systems got crazier. So what happens in like early 1980s, I think 1982, is that there are these storms that flood the factory. So it's a $33 million factory, and then like water starts seeping into the air conditioning and all of this stuff. And what happens is the pipes start to rust, and it starts to blow microscopic dust into the clean room. And nobody knew what's happening to the yields. Like they didn't
no.
know that this is due to water seepage and rust. That now the clean room is getting sprayed with dust, and all the wafers are dying because of this storm that came through. So they took months to figure this out, and they blew through capital because it was blowing dust into the clean room. And at the end of the day, they're running out of money. So they wanted to complete this wafer scale engine. So they're like, okay, let's make a Hail Mary IPO. In 1983, they went and said, we are going to go IPO. And they raised like $60 million without a product in hand. They didn't have a product. And they used all that money to still try to make a working wafer. And nothing happened. And then ultimately the public market lost it. I'm like, okay, that's it. You guys are not going to do any of this stuff. And so the stock at the time, which was like at $12 a share, like eventually plummeted to near zero in the next couple of years that followed. It was like totally terrible. And it doesn't stop there. The story gets even worse, even
No.
sadder, okay? Because right after this, like this company getting wrecked by a product not working because of microscopic dust caused by rainstorms, Amdahl like crashed his like beautiful green Rolls Royce. And while all this chaos was happening, their finance guy, who I've written down his name as Clifford Madden, he died of a brain tumor at the height of the crisis. Like the whole thing is going on, and he dies of brain tumor, right? And
Jeez.
so everything has run out now. So the company was forced to restructure. They laid off a lot of people. And then finally, they kind of abandoned the idea of building a wafer scale engine supercomputer. And all of that money that they had raised and everything evaporated. Nothing happened. And scale technology was dead. And basically, Amdahl said, we are not in a position to do this for another 100 years. We cannot make this happen for another 100 years. And that he used the rest of what was money was left to buy some mini computer startup. Okay. And so he pivoted out of wafer scale engines. And eventually, after the whole thing, he was basically defeated by the wafer scale engine process, and he stepped down in like the end of the decade, like in 1989. Amdahl stepped down and said, "That's it." So now, what Cerebras has done is made that a reality. Sure, it took, I don't know, 40 years. It was not his 100-year estimate. It took 40 years. We're in 40 years since the Trilogy Systems saga. But it puts a little pin in history to appreciate what we have today and what kind of engineering that has gone behind this. I don't know. We're probably going to talk about, oh, it's not good enough. Memory bandwidth is not good enough. It doesn't make enough money. Revenue will not grow. Their business model is flawed. We're going to probably nitpick at all these things. But from a pure technology sense, it is fantastic. What Cerebras has done is fantastic. So that's my story.